It pains me to admit this, but I just got a lesson in assuming, which of course is something that one should never do. I've been having some issues with the computer network downstairs. The cord in here was working fine, and this computer was working fine. But the two on the end here in the other room were kind of slow. They used to get a gigabit connection when I first set it up. And then in more recent times, in the last month or so, it mysteriously dropped down to a 10-100 connection. And then today it stopped working entirely. Before it stopped working entirely, I was so convinced that it was the long Ethernet cable that runs from there up over in the ceiling here and back over to the switch, because each of the computers were displaying a gigabit connection. This one had a gigabit connection, the Apple had a gigabit connection, and the video narration desktop also had a gigabit connection, but it was gigabit only back to the switch, and then from the switch to the switch in here, it clearly was not gigabit. So I assumed that this Ethernet cable was spoiling, and I was so convinced of it that I bought a new Ethernet cable. I spent a whole $16 on a new Ethernet cable to solve this problem. And then I came over here to the other switch to unplug it and pull the cord out. And what I saw was something like this. A loose connection. So I plugged it back in, and then just like that, it was gigabit once again. So don't assume. Always check your speculations first.